Welcome back to another Brian's Action Figure Reviews, and this is another episode of Retro Wrestling Chat and Reviews, and today's episode was suggested by Beaker Joe on boards.ie, and it is the Hell in a Kennel match featuring Al Snow and the Big Boss Man. It was a fun one, so guys, sit back, subscribe, and watch myself, Rich, and Tubbs take this one apart. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Retro Wrestling Chat. I'm here with Tubbs and Rich. How are we getting on, boys?
Good, man, good.
I'm good, man.
So, have you guys healed your differences from last week?
I stop, prick.
Rich.
Shut up, Tubbs. No one can do it.
I'm going to throw it out here, right?
Nah.
You had to do it, man, right? You had to go and cut those beautiful fucking luscious locks of your hair, right? And the fucking beef it went up a notch, my friend.
But Tubbs, you cut your beard as well, trying to outdo him. So
Look at this shit, look.
I think he's trying to be me, Rich.
I cosplay, bro.
All of the bullshit that I have to deal with this fucking cunt on a daily basis. I only do this out to supporting Brian's channel, see what I mean? Like, look at him. Look what he's doing now. You know what I mean? Like,
right, guys, let's get into last week's comments. You can talk over the match in a bit. So we had the Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels thing last week, and some comments from YouTube. David Woodland said HBK just because he banged Hot Sunny, and I said that's not a bad reason at all. Then Jazz G commented, Brian Regan Action Figures, have you seen her now? Brett was right. And he also said Brett better than Sean. Sorry, Tubbs. So this week we have a pretty interesting request of a match. So this comes from a guy by the username of Beaker Joe on boards.ie's Pro Wrestling Forums. And he has asked us to go over Al Snow versus Big Boss Man in a kennel in a cell match, or a hell in a kennel, or a kennel in a, I don't know.
Say that fast repeatedly, Brian, quickly.
Kennel in a cell, kennel in a cell, kennel in a cell, kennel in a cell. But yeah, so it's kind of from 1999 and Unforgiven, the height of the Attitude Era. And before I go on with this match, this is the kind of stuff that when people beg for the Attitude Era to come back, forget about.
Yeah.
So guys, the opening. So this match, this feud, the premise was.
I love the story to this one.
The premise was absolutely
this build.
I will for once.
Go on, Brian. This is
it's so funny. It's fucked up.
Boss Man, fresh off of pissing on Big Show's dad's grave and pulling the coffin out of the back of the car and all that good Attitude Era stuff, decided to cook and eat Al Snow's dog.
And I'm not laughing at the idea of someone cooking someone's fucking dog and feeding it someone. It's just more like, who fucking put this to like the storyboard? Someone's like, Alsto's got a dog. We're gonna fucking steal it. We're gonna fucking cook it.
Sorry. I went to look for like the promo bill for this match, and I was like, oh, okay, that's what built this match. Okay,
so like,
here we go.
So yeah, Boss Man ate some pepper, for lack of a better term.
It's Al Snow.
Al Snow's dog was called Pepper. Boss Man ate it, and then this concoction of a match was put together. So basically, what you had was the classic old school blue cage, right? And on top of that was the Hell in a Cell, but also between the cages was 3 random dogs being led around and made bark at various times and reasons, while the two guys in the match battered each other with weapons.
Yeah.
Okay, so who wants to go first on this special?
If you don't mind.
Go for Tubbs. Have at it. Tubbs
I'll
is
go-
afraid of dogs, by the way, guys.
Oh yeah. I've big dogs. Wow, I can't do it. No. No, but anyway, the reason I said I'd go first this week is I realised watching this match, I had never seen this match. I had never seen it. Full stop. So when I was watching, I was kind of going, what the fuck is this? Because Rich, when I went to look for,
So
when I went
you
to
just fucking punch it out.
which,
Maybe you have actually seen it, but it's so fucking bad that you just blanked the shit out. It didn't happen.
maybe so, because when I went looking for the match, right, Brian said, "Oh, it's the kennel match." I didn't read that as kennel dog. I read that as canal match. In my brain, I was thinking of the one where Al Snow fought in the street and ended up in the river, but realised it was Hardcore Holly in that match. That's the match I was looking for. Then I found this, and then the build, as we were saying, is oh, Big Boss Man, pissed on the grave of Big Show, and now he's, he killed, Al Snow's dog and fed it to him, and I was kind of going like, what the fuck? And then I looked for a promo, couldn't find a promo. I was like, okay, that's the build for this. Well, okay, and then I saw the cage. I was like, oh, okay, so this is what a cage match, and then I seen the Hell in the Cell. I was like, well, that's a cool concept, And then they brought the dogs down. I was like, what the fuck is the rules to this match? Like, what's going on here? Like, are these dogs going to fucking rip these dudes to shreds? No, the fucking match was built on, all right, you're in a cage and there's a cage around that cage and you got to get out by any means necessary. But if you go out one cage, the dogs are going to get you. But these dogs aren't going to be interested in you because all they're really going to do is piss and shit in the floor and fuck each other at ringside. And the commentators are going
They're Pepper's friends. You forget, they're Pepper's friends.
They were out for vengeance.
Dude, can I just say one thing?
Say lots of things, bud.
Rich and
I'm
Brian.
not finished this match either, so go ahead.
Brian, I have a question for you. What was with the fucking commentary in this match?
Oh my god, man. The commentary was the fucking highlight of this match for me. Mick Foley and Kevin Kelly, they knew exactly what was going down. They cheesed the fuck out of it, and it actually made this match watchable for me.
I genuinely, because it was so mad when I was watching it, right? At one point I thought it was Taz. And I was like, wait, that doesn't sound like that. And then Mick Foley would go like all hyper and over the top. I was like, oh, that's Mick Foley. Okay. And then it was just some of the shit he was saying I was going to go, and it was like when they were in the ring killing each other with weapons, the commentators were on about the dogs fucking at ringside or trying to fuck each other. I was kind of going like, these guys seem so much more hung up on the sexual orientation of the dogs and the amount of urine they're leaving around the ring than these guys getting out of the fucking.
That's why.
But can I say something on that point exactly? I was watching that, right, and I was wetting myself laughing, no pun intended. I was laughing at the two of them commentating, and the first thought came across in my head, my God, those poor people in attendance, they can't hear the commentary and they have to watch this shit in the ring. So I think they were doing an awesome job, like, selling this match and making the audience at home laugh, whereas the people that are ringside, what the fuck must they be thinking, like?
Do you imagine being the person next to the cage where the dog fucking pisses? You're now fucking having to smell that for the whole fucking match. And he said, like,
dog piss wafts, man. It's not like fucking. There's a waft to that shit, like, But it was just this match. I was reading it, not reading it, watching it. And I was even thinking, all right, this is my first time seeing this match. So imagine if you were just a new wrestling fan jumping in to watch this match. Dude, I'm a big wrestling fan like you guys, and I didn't have a fucking clue what the rules were. Like, I was going to go, what, did I have to get out of one cage and then out of the other? It was like, dude, is it pinfalls and submissions? What's going on here? And no, it was to get out, whoever gets out first. We'll talk about that later. But it just, for me, it was like, even the hardcore sections of it were just sloppy as hell. And then there was one thing I noticed in the match that I was kind of going, oh man, Rich is going to talk about that. I know for a fact. And I'm not even going to say what it is. I want to see
what Rich. I know what it is too.
because I know I've done these videos enough with you, Rich, to know the things you look for, and I was going, that's a Rich moment right there.
I don't know, 'cause, like, to be honest, boys, I fell asleep a good few times trying to watch this match.
It's not a good sign, like.
It's the camera angles, isn't it? That's what you're going to talk about.
It fucking was. It really and
Oh
truly was.
man, when it comes to cage matches and shit, man, I'm fucking over the camera angles, especially back then.
We talked about this.
Never to be a
few weeks back. We talked about this I remember when I was talking about like the Hardy Boys cage match, and like I was even saying is they're a strange beast of a match to do because they're so restricted. And then I looked at this match and I was going, all right, you put two guys in the cage, that's already restrictive, and you put another cage on top of it with no roof, so you're putting more restrictions on them. Or in another way, you could give them a little bit more to do, but then you put fucking Rockwilers in there. So these guys are trying to stay out of the way of the Rockwilers and play fucking cat and mouse with each other for the entire fucking thing. Like, the thing I couldn't understand was, right, Brian, you have a dog. Rich, you have a dog, right?
Odd.
Yeah, but you're an animal guy, like, as well.
I know what dogs are like, yeah.
If I cooked your dog and fed it to you, would you spend your time trying to keep me out of a cage, or would you let me in so you could murder me?
But to be brutally honest, like, you'd have been dead in the house. I would have been fucking chopping you up and fucking feeding you to yourself in the hotel room.
Yeah.
Like, what did Al Snow have to offer in this? He kicked him out the door of the cage and started, then held the door shut. Held it until the guys, those vicious, beasts that were coming into the ring, those Rockwilers, that they led him the opposite direction away from the boss man, so he had time to get up on the cage. I was going, like, what the fuck, man?
I get the premise, but they were never going to be able to follow through with it because obviously, like,
the premise, Brian, to this match on paper must be like, man, we put like an old school blue cage in there, right? And then we put like this brand new Hell in a Cell over it. They're totally encaged in, and we'll put Rockwilers in the outskirts. So these guys have to get out of the cage, like, and they might have to pass these dogs. It'll look cool. But then when you actually execute this, and it's not even that, I'll put it to you this way. If you put two other wrestlers in that scenario, it might have been a better match.
No,
I don't think so either. It's too much of a clusterfuck.
My God, this was just...
Like, for me, it enters that whole wrestle crap thing. It was so stupid and bad that I kind of actually enjoyed it a little bit. Because it's like, how is this going to end? Like, how are they going to finish this? Like, I get the premise, right? They wanted Bossman was going to get eaten by the fucking dogs for revenge. That in story is fine, but in practical it does not work because you actually can't have the dogs rip his leg off.
I know, and I totally get it, man, because we've talked about it many times. I love the story aspect of it, and if that was the whole point, the dogs were there to introduce or to interplay into the whole dog scenario. I'm like, all right, that's good, fucking building. The dogs are there for a reason. But can you honestly tell me those dogs in that cage or out of that cage made any difference to that match?
Nah.
He was just there to go.
It was just a thing, like, it was just a gimmick.
I would have rather had a moat full of fucking alligators.
Yeah, like
that would have been cool. Right? That would have been cool.
Arm on fire in an Inferno match, and all it did was put like an extra sleeve on his suit so they could put the shit on it, just so they could do the stunt. They could have had like one of like the boss man's legs and just locked onto him or something.
I think Al Snow should have taken a leaf out of the Undertaker's book. The Undertaker hung the big boss man from the cage at WrestleMania at some stage. Was it the year after or the year before that?
No. Because if you remember, that was WrestleMania 15, right?
Mm.
Yeah. WrestleMania 16 was 2000. This was 99. So the big boss man was hung from the cell in this year. I need someone to tell me in the comments, was that before or after this match? Because if this was before this match,
Unforgiven was usually November, December, wasn't it?
So that would So he died months before, and he's in there fucking in another cage with fucking Al Snow. I'm like, fuck you, WWE.
See, now it all makes sense because the ghost of the Big Show, or the ghost of the Big Boss Man, was freaking out. Big Show's dead, and then Then he killed his dog because he wanted a dog for himself in heaven. Yeah, this has gone way off kilter.
I think it's for me, right? See the whole like protection thing, like the big boss man came off of that kind of character of like well, you think back in the days it almost looked more like a mall, like a kind of mall security guard, but obviously he's kind of like the kind of copper thing. See about the big boss man, I would be fucking coming down to that ring in that fucking protective fucking gear that you train your police dogs in to fucking attack people. Man, I would have been like, man, like, this is shit I'm gonna fucking wear down. If I get fucking bit, it's fine. They can't fucking pierce this shit. I'm gonna still beat the shit out Al Snow. You know what I mean?
It's actually your nightsticks, the whole lot.
Yeah,
but
man,
that's what I mean. They could have done that. Like he could have come down in protective riot gear, and then they could have, like, they could have had a section on one of the legs of his pants or something, or built in, so it was like you're reinforced, and the dog could have just latched out of it, and he could have sold it on the floor, But no, the dogs were too busy fucking each other, dude.
But you know what this match was missing? This was a key thing. No. This is the key thing to make this match really good. It's gonna be like phenomenal, right?
Yeah.
They should have attached meat to the wrestlers.
Oh my god, could you imagine it?
Borrow Lady Gaga's meat dress or something.
Have meat attached to them, because the dogs might be like, man, I want that motherfucking steak or sausage. Like, yeah, I'm fucking going for that, dude. Or even just slather them in fucking like meat, just like meat sauces and shit. So the dogs would be more fucking interested in them. Man, I'm sorry, but that's 100% attitude fucking era kind of shit that they could have done.
Yeah, it's like I said at the start, like I said at the top of the program. This is the stuff that people forget when they want to bring the Attitude Era back.
Very much.
Everyone remembers Rock, DX, Triple H, Austin, but no one remembers this rubbish.
And to be fair, Brian, there was a ton of rubbish. When you look back at it, there was a lot of bad segments, man. Do you know?
But that one.
Which?
You forget the choppy penis.
Oh yeah, Kai and Val Venus.
Yeah,
I remember watching that.
Do you remember the whole Mae Young, Mark Henry giving birth to a hand?
Oh yeah.
So we're going to move on because we do not.
Let's get back on topic. So guys, the actual. Let's just go to worst spot.
Oh, man, worst spot.
I'll go. I think it was a suplex from Big Boss Man that the camera completely fucking missed.
Yeah.
Was it a superplex off one of the cages? And it just totally just did not land properly at all. I'm going to fly through this actually. Best spot then, I think what made me laugh the most was it Bossman who had a shovel and he lashed down on top of Al Snow's head and it just made the most satisfying ding when he
Oh man, I actually cringed when that happened. I was going, that's a fucking shovel, like the top of a shovel, except clonking him with, like,
I actually laughed my arse off when that happened, how bad that sounds, but I don't care.
We always question, like, certain weapons like candlesticks and that, why they're under the ring. Clearly the shovel was there to shovel up all the dog shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could make a call that there was a reason this weapon was there, But man, fucking
another bad spot before I pass it over to you was the whole Big Show cutting off the roof of the cell for absolutely no reason.
Big Boss Man.
Yeah, who did I say?
Big Show.
Oh, I don't know. I keep mixing them up. But yeah, Boss Man.
Probably why, because we were talking about Big Show and the thing a while ago. So
the Boss Man with the fucking cutters trying to take the roof off the cell, and then just led absolutely nowhere. I know what he was trying to do, like, but yeah. So I'll throw it over to you, Rich. Best and worst.
Best. I was happy to see Head. I'd be if I was in the fucking there and he fucking then pulls out Head, I'd be like, fuck yeah, because what does everybody want?
What does everybody need?
Nostalgia.
Like, just saying, like, if that match happened and Head didn't, for some reason, make an appearance in like this far, because obviously for the hardcore belt. So if Head didn't make that appearance, you would have been disappointed. So like to have Head make his appearance, like I was chuffed with that. Joking aside, I've been laughing through the whole thing, but talking about it, the best point to this whole fucking match is actually the build up. It's so fucked up.
Yeah.
So to me,
Nothing done.
The build up, I really hope that folk don't think I'm fucked up watching this, but like, it's more like it's how fucked up it is that they made this a storyline. Do you know what I mean? You could not get away with this storyline now.
No,
You know what I mean?
not at
Like,
all.
Not at all.
I mean, we're gonna have Small Dog Like Smarter soon if that happened right now, kind of thing. You know, like it's just like, but like. But like, you know what I mean? Like the whole story to it was like built up. Also, just for the record, man, like fucking Big Boss Man was looking fucking good during this match. Like just in general, like, do you know what I mean? I thought I mean, for being the original Shield member, you know what I mean? Like he fucking looks good. And when I say that, I mean because he fucking the Shield clearly stole their outfits from him. But I was like, when I was watching, I was like, as I'm saying, he is the OG member of the Shield. But like, he looked fucking like great, like fitness wise. I see him was coming down. Like I always think of the Big Boss Man being all fucking red faced and
Big
getting
Bubba
spat on.
Rogers.
And I'm like, he just like to me, I was like, holy shit, like Big Boss Man looking fucking good. Because I always thought that attire that he wore during that era was far better today. You know, the blue shirt kind of style. Like to me, I was like, that looks like a fucking badass. And he was coming down, I was like, that looks fucking cool. But the highlight has to be the fucked up story. Worst part, gonna have to say, just the ending.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the dogs weren't there. When Al Snow could have just fucking jumped in quickly and just kicked that fucking door open. The dogs weren't near him yet. You know, but they did the whole kind of like, obviously, like, I'll take my time, then jump over to the Hell in Cell to like kind of cling on. So it gave the people enough time. Also, the dogs are meant to be a bit more wild and stuff, so let them fucking roam free. You know what I mean? Like, also because it's back then, so like, you know, if you're going to fucking do some fucked up shit like this storyline, starve the dogs and stuff. By the way, I'm getting that kind of shit. You know, if you're going to make it more
I
real,
know what you mean, though.
and get dogs fucking wild up, or fucking, I don't know, get them high, hotbox a room and fucking get them out. I don't know, but like make the dogs feel a bit more like more vicious. Because what he could have just done is had 4 dogs, and they could have been on fucking leads, but not to get near each other. So like they could wander to like around their corner, so the whole entire ring was covered, and then have like the three folk standing next to each other. Like that was a big killer, you know. Like,
Yeah,
we're gonna stand here together.
Why weren't they not
It was funny,
spread
like
out?
bite this hand, and the dog's just like sniffing, and like, nah, I'd rather fuck that dog there, kind of thing. It was just like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
If you had him, the thing is, like, the dogs were behaving because the owners were there. You know what I mean? If you think about it, if you went down and had these dogs, don't know what their background is, if they're from like kind of entertainment more than that. If you have these dogs on leads and they are just chained to say each corner, but they've still got to say about 2-3 meters that they can move their chain to either side of the ring, but they don't meet each other, right? Think of the crowd screaming, the loud music, all this noises. Those dogs would get fucking agitated to fuck and start getting pissed off. But because like your dog's with you, the dog's fucking chilled. I'm safe. I'm with my fucking owner.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Kind of thing. So like to me, like that was like a fucking like these kind of parts. Like it's kind of like WWE back then. They did far extreme shit. It's like you may as well just fucking commit and just go the whole fucking thing. You know what I mean? Like if you're wanting to do this, if you're wanting to have a fucking storyline and kind of fake you're cooking a dog and feeding it to someone, you know, you may as well just fucking go the extra, be like, even just in the storyline, be like, yeah, we've starved these fucking dogs, kind of thing, you know. And again, I get them a bit riled up, kind of thing. Obviously, do not actually starve your dog and don't do fucking animal cruelty to get them riled up. But if you were actually to get like dogs that are fucking like cunts, and then fucking all these noises, they're gonna get fucking agitated to fuck, and they are gonna get a bit more aggressive. You know what I mean? We said it, fucking pat up like Big Boss Man's gloves or something, and he gets his hand fucking bit. You know, but yeah, that's my highlights and all the low points. But overall, I thought the match was actually quite entertaining when I finally had to go back after the third time and watched all. You know,
Dubs.
I just going back to a quick point Richard said about the Big Boss Man is like I do agree with the whole black suit, because I think the Boss Man is very underrated in a sense that he really did he never gets the credit for being one of the earlier wrestlers to like completely reinvent his character.
But
You know,
kind of stuff a bit similar though.
Yeah, you know, going from like the cop with the blue, you know, shirt, and he changed it, became the corporate kind of ass kicker later in his career, like maybe to the end of his run. But for me with this match it's one of those matches, man, where like, you know, as I said, I don't come on here to just rip it to shreds for the sake of it, but my God, like even at one point I was watching the match and there was two dogs and they were snapping off at each other in the corner, and the commentators were like, "Oh my God, these two guys, you know, dogs are really going for each other." I was kind of going, it's like, have these dogs forgot who they're feuding with? Their opponents are in the fucking ring. You know, I think for fuck's sake. But for me,
they were having their own feud outside.
Exactly, man. You know, but for me, the worst thing about this match was also one of the best parts of this match. And it's the commentary, man. The commentary was so batshit. It was so bad. It was so fucking ludicrous. It was like, as I said to you, was when there was parts where like the boys were beating each other in the ring and the two boys ran up to two dogs fucking outside the ring. I was going, I think these guys, you know, we're told to just go out there, obviously, and just fucking, as you said, ham it up and just fucking make it fucking, because the match itself was completely and utterly over the top. Like, but for me, that was the worst part of the match for me, was because it took me out of it. Obviously, there's this match, right? Normally, you have good spots and bad spots. This match was full up with spots that were good, that were terrible. Like the suplex off the cage was a fantastic spot, but it was ruined because they didn't fucking. They didn't show it in the right angle. They showed it in a replay when they were showing something else. There was moments where, as you said, Al Snow hit him, or Bossman hit him with the fucking shovel, and you heard the thud. But then Al Snow was up 2 seconds later, like with fucking blood in his head, and it kind of didn't sell it at all. He's just up there looking for more shit to lead into the head spot. You know, I was kind of going, these guys aren't even selling, like, you know. It's just, you know, and then there's just so much of it, and it goes back to the ending, right? When I watched this match, and I tell you why, the commentary and the ending was the worst sections of this match for me. But in a good way, because I got a fucking bit of a giggle out of it in my own mind. It felt like someone wrote the script around this match off of a DC Arkham Asylum novel. And it was like inside the cage where all the dogs are, and Al Snow is the Joker, and Big Bossman's Batman that comes down, because then the Joker escapes at the skin of his teeth out through the gates of Arkham, and Batman's on top of the roof, Joe looking down. I was kind of going, this was like a Batman episode.
2 words for you, buddy. Vince Russo.
There you fucking go. But the best spot of the whole match for me wasn't even part of the match. It was at the very, very, very end of it where Al Snow wins or whatever, you know, the shitty fucking finish, and Bossman's on top, and then Bossman gets, which I thought was fucking ridiculous, he gets back down into the cage to go out through the cage where the dogs are. You could have just went across the down. But then he scrams off, like Bossman pegs and he runs away. And then all the guys come out down the aisle with the dogs. And one guy falls down and the dog drags him. I was going, lads, it's fucking so hilariously fucking stupid, but that was one of the things that made me fucking laugh out loud. Yeah, this match was just, I reckon it sounded good on paper.
See, the question is, like, we all admit that this match was shit, right? Were you, not be honest, were you entertained? That ties something. I fucking was. I was 100% fucking entertained.
It was like watching. It was like watching an early Adam Sandler movie. You know it's fucking silly and fucking stupid, but you're laughing regardless.
God.
And that's kind of what it was for me. I was looking at this match, Rich and Brian, and I was kind of going, all right, this is like really down the low bar of the Attitude Era. Like, this was one of those concepts that they tried and never tried again because it sucked so much balls. But the commentary was fucking ludicrous. The dogs were fighting with themselves and fucking at ringside. Fucking the two boys were supposed to be like be hated enemies, and they did more dancing away from each other than they did actual fighting. It was mental case.
Before we finish and final scores and what have you,
Yeah,
I want to just say one more good point. The
yeah.
line when the commentator said, "Oh my God, the dogs might just give birth and we'll have 12 dogs
Oh,
outside the ring."
or to add to that, there was another thing was where Bossman fucking, I think he beat the shit out of Al Snow and he ended up in a corner. And and then the commentator turned around and oh, Bossman's about to have his way with Al Snow. And then Mick Foley jumped in and goes, oh yeah, but not like the way the dogs are going at it outside, not that kind of way. I was going, oh my fucking Jesus. I was like, it was like the whole match was like laced in innuendos. And who knew Mick Foley was that filthy minded, right?
So funny. So, for me, right, final score time, I'm going to give it a 6.5 because I was very, very sports entertained. As it was car crash TV at its fucking finest for me.
It was.
So thanks, Speaker Joe, for he knew what he was doing when he sent us this fucking
Yes.
thanks
You
for
set
this
us up
match.
right.
Tubbs, final score.
I'm going to give it a 4 because I'll be honest. I mean, as you said, I was sports entertained to a point, and I did laugh out loud at certain points. But I can't disregard that the match was dog shit. Like it was really, really
Hello.
a terrible mindfuck of a match. And as Rich said, I could probably give it more points for like going like, yeah, because you could never get away with any of this shit now, so I might as well add on points for that. But yeah, I just gotta look at it and kind of go like, I didn't know what the fuck the rules were. I didn't know it was for the hardcore championship until Al Snow was out of the cage and they said, oh, and still hardcore champion. I was like, oh, this was for a belt. Yeah, I was like,
They said during the
see,
match, the big boss man could be at the fourth, like it was like his third or fourth reign if he wins during the match.
You were obviously more awake than us, Rich.
oh man,
So, Rich,
like,
Right,
but it was at it was right at the end when like the Al Snow was outside and the announcer goes, and still hardcore champion Al Snow. I was going, this was for a fucking belt. I was like, what? I thought this was for the honor of the dog he ate.
poor
You know?
What do you think I'm going to vote, boys? I love doing this now. What do you think I'm
I
going
would
to vote?
I would say you would go similar to me, Rich.
I'd say you're either higher or Brian or in and around that ballpark. I don't think you're going low on this one.
Man, I was fully fucking entertained. This match was so fucking shit. Everything about it was so fucking bad. See, when I watched this, right, one thing get in my head, and I think it's why I enjoyed it even more. This was Celebrity Deathmatch. Right? So when I had that fucking in my head, I was just like, man, like, this is actually fucking amazing. If fucking Gladiator was on and he came into my room right now and he asked me if I was fucking entertained, I'd be like, fuck yes, I was. I was fully fucking entertained. Man, this match, pow, fucking 10, because I was fully fucking entertained when I fucking watched it. It's getting 10, man. Because the story, like, all the
Rich,
fucking,
I love you, man, but I think you're overselling this shit to the
Yeah.
fucking highest.
you shut the fuck up. HBK fans don't know shit, right? This match was so fucking bad. There were so many fucking botches. The commentary was fucking horrendous. That's good at the same time. Everything was so fucking bad about this. It just became even more amusing. That I was just like, how, like, you know when shit's getting really bad, you fucking get in the radio and be like, right, boys, wrap this shit up. Nah, they're just like, fucking, let's fucking give them go. Like 15 minutes later, the match is still continuing. It was just so fucking like stupid that I enjoyed it even more. But like I say, you take that idea and be like, this is a celebrity death match. And I fucking enjoyed it even fucking more. So I was just like I would say, yes, I did fall asleep the first few times, right? Then I woke up, went out of my shower, fucking freshen up and shit, and fucking watched it. And man, I laughed so hard, I fucking giggled, like fucking, watching the build up and storylines, man. I was just like, this is so fucking good. Like, it's so bad. You watch a really shitty horror film.
What?
2 seconds. But when you watch a really shitty horror film, like it's so bad. Like it doesn't make the cinema. You find this DVD in the Tesco bin bargain bucket, right? So you know this fucking film is already shit. And it's so bad that it becomes so fucking good. That's this match. It was so bad that it ended up being like so fucking good. It's like you remember it for all those like a good match. A match is like, it's something do you remember? Like, it's always like if it's for good or bad. If you remember that match, it still end up being fucking good because you remember this match. Tubbs, you'll never forget this match now. The first time you watched it. You know what I mean? So that says something about, because the match was so fucking bad, it became so good. I do not give a fuck for all the fucking hate for me giving this a fucking 10. Man, I'll do my Diamond Dallas fucking bang when I give my fucking 10 on this.
Do you want to know something?
No, because I don't like it.
No, I'll be honest with you, man, right? I do not disagree with you in any way for giving it a 10, because at the end of the day, it's like going back to the Mick Foley Edge match when we watched that, and I said, like, when something highly entertains you, then who cares? It fucking entertains you to fucking no means. So yeah, give it a fucking 10. I just couldn't make head nor fucking tail of what I was fucking watching. And I don't remember taking drugs, because I know I didn't take fucking drugs, man, alright? But it was fucking mental case. In the best way possible. I mean, I know I give it a 4, but my God, I mean, it goes back to what Brian said. I was highly sports entertained, but man,
where are we on the scores now?
I thought I was high for 17 minutes, Rich. I was going like, did this happen? Because I'm pretty sure I would have remembered this, like, and I didn't fucking remember it. It was fucking mental, case.
Okay, guys, so whose turn is it to suggest next week? Tubbs. Okay, Stephen, what have you got for us?
Kurt Angle versus Shane McMahon, King of the Ring.
Oh yes, I like that match. Is this the one where he fails to put him through the glass thing and does it twice?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was. But there's a whole backstory to it as well, which
Can't
I
talk
like.
about it tonight, though.
Next week.
Have you seen it, Rich?
We'll
Yeah,
talk
but
about
we
it
can't talk
next
about
week.
it now.
So thanks, guys, for watching. Baker Joe, I hope you enjoyed us dissecting that dog shit, fun, whatever match. And make sure to send us more suggestions, guys. We love stuff like that. Rich especially loved that one. Honestly, like, stuff like that can be terrible, but it can also be awesome.
That's why we do this, man.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah.
So, guys, that's it for this week. Hope you enjoyed the show, and make sure to subscribe, drop a comment, tell us what you think. I'll leave a link to the match in the description as well. And thanks, guys, for coming on and chatting about it. As always, it's always been fun and controversial.
Every time. Every time.
We'll see you next week, guys. See you later. Bye.